Social media is causing so much anxiety for a lot of people.
Social media has been created and developed to try to get people to be addicted and to try and get them to consume more.
Having these pockets of time and these zones in your home is such a great thing to do.
You're going to break these rules. You're going to get it wrong. I get it wrong all the time. But it's better to have a rule and to know your rules and boundaries as opposed to not have them.
And then do you have boundaries around your work and around your phone and things like that, like an email? Do you have boundaries around that?
Yeah, so the best boundaries I found is I liked having what I call no technology zones in the home and
Oh,
no
good
technology
idea.
times. So I almost try to visualize a laser-like beam around a room, and you have to almost visualize it. You may get really creative and put tape all over your house, but you almost want to visualize a laser-like thing where it's like that's a no technology zone. Usually, I recommend this to be the dining table or the bedroom. Because I think it's more fun to eat and sleep with people and be with people and connect with people in those spaces. And so you can choose what are the no technology zones in your home. And I think it's important to have no technology times in your home. So I find that my usage of my phone completely drops after 6:30 p.m. in the evening when I stop working. Apart from if obviously we have a big event or we have a big launch, or when my book was out, I was constantly reading reviews and everything else, and everything to do with that. But apart from that, I try and really tone down that time and allow myself in the evenings to switch off from my phone. And again, like I was saying, in the morning, not looking at it until I had done my basic meditation practice. And so I think having no technology zones and no technology times in the home is a really practical way. And by the way, you're going to break these rules. You're going to get it wrong. I get it wrong all the time. But it's better to have a rule and to know your rules and boundaries as opposed to not have them. And you may break it, you may make a mistake, and that's fine. But at least you're conscious and intentional about your use.
Absolutely. I love that visual of visualizing the laser. I've never thought of it like that. And Nick and I are very intentional with that. Like we have no technology in the bedroom, no technology at the table, no technology when we're watching something. We're not sitting there watching something and scrolling Instagram. So I think having that visual is a really great thing to do. I'm a very visual person too, so I love that. And yeah, having these pockets of time and these zones in your home is such a great thing to do because social media, and I want to talk to you about your social media journey too, but social media is causing so much anxiety for a lot of people, comparison for a lot of people. It's stops productivity. It distracts us. It's very noisy, and I want to know, do you feel like the work that you're doing is contributing to that? Like, do you sometimes feel like, oh my God, I'm contributing to all of this noise, or do you feel like it's part of the solution?
Well, one of the things I've realized is social media, as we all know it, is not going away. So it's not going to disappear. And technology is not going to disappear. And I completely understand the challenges with how social media has been created and developed to try to get people to be addicted and to try and get them to consume more. And so the only way to try and use the platform for a higher good or a higher benefit is to try and infuse it. Because if people are going to be there anyway, if people are going to be on the platforms anyway, why not try and give them something that's actually going to help uplift them and find some inspiration and find some positivity and find a good message for the day? And so I almost see it as like people are going to be there anyway. How can all of us as creators help people become more intentional about their use? So I don't find it ironic that we're talking about this on a digital platform, because actually what we're saying is, well, check with yourself and check in with yourself as to whether you're on there for the right reason. So if I find myself just scrolling through social media, I'll spot and I'll say, why am I here? And if I can't give myself a good enough reason, that's a great way to put the phone down. So I recommend you to do that as well, that only follow the accounts that you feel are helping you grow in whatever way you're trying to grow. For you, it may be fitness, it may be mindset, it may be financial or entrepreneurship. You need to surround yourself with that energy. Surround yourself with people that are different, even on social media, but people that are around the things that you're interested in. But you're not going to, I think the extreme of, I think it's really powerful when people switch off from social media for a extended period of time, because it helps them realize how much social media is governing their choices and their mindset. But considering we're all going to find our way back onto it, it's important that we have that experience, but then set our own boundaries and limits. Because there's no point of, you know, oscillating between the extreme of like, I'm addicted and now I try and avoid it for a week, but then I'm addicted again. And so it's better to go, okay, I'm addicted. I'm going to go off of it to realize the benefits of not being on it all day. And then I'm going to find myself back slowly into the middle and monitor my progress. And I think the point is that everyone has to take responsibility, because we have to, because that's all we have, to realize how it can benefit our lives and how it can not pull us down.
Absolutely. I know for me personally, setting some boundaries around it, like time limits. On my iPhone, after 45 minutes, it says, you've done your 45 minutes for the day. And it's really, that for me is really helpful. And always asking myself before I open it, what is my intention? Why am I going on here? Am I going on to post? Am I going on to do a story? Am I going on to check DMs and comments? Am I going on to ask someone a question? Like, what is my intention? So literally, before I press the Instagram button, I ask myself that, what is my intention? Otherwise, you just find yourself like almost like a zombie, and you're like, finger to the button and you start scrolling and you're like, what am I doing? Like, you get in this trance. And I watched The Social Dilemma. Have you seen that on Netflix?
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard a lot of friends talk about it. And I'd read a lot of Tristan's work about 3 or 4 years ago, when him and Ariana Huffington are very close too. And I remember when I was working at the HuffPost 4 years back, we did some work with him. And so, yeah, very aware of the themes that are inside of it.
Oh, I want to encourage everyone to go and watch it.